Hey guys, okay, so a quick one today because I've got a lot to do and very limited data, and I'm going to try to upload this using my data. So I've got to be concise. The debates last night were, let's just face it, they were awful. The moderators most of the time didn't seem to know what the heck they were doing. Um, it was all over the place. The one I think that was the worst was the woman from the Toronto Star, I think it was. She didn't seem to know what on earth she was doing. Um, and I found it very jarring whenever they went straight into questions instead of giving that, the normal preamble introduction. So nobody, if you were watching it and didn't know all of the parties, you would have no idea what their basic premises, like who they are and what they're offering, which is fundamental for people to make up their minds on who they want to actually vote for. So it all just seemed quite a bit like a setup. The way that the questions were asked, who got to ask and answer questions, the way that Trudeau and Scheer sort of went after each other. There were some funny moments in it, but it was really, really disappointing because you really didn't get to hear very much. Um, and really you walk away knowing no more than what you knew in the first place. And Trudeau just kept doing the same old canned things that he always says, and that, I mean, I don't even know why the hell he bothered showing up. Oh yeah, because he has to do a couple of debates during an election because, he thinks he wants to be prime minister for another 4 years. We're in such a mess in this country. It's sad because these people gave nothing and the debates gave nothing. It was such a joke. There was a couple of things that also kind of occurred to me during it. Elizabeth May and talking about women's issues, and it was as if she was saying that no woman has ever gotten to participate in debates, let alone, become prime minister, whenever we all know, as much as we might not like her, we all know Kim Campbell was Canada's first prime minister, first female prime minister. So how can you be so marginalizing to a woman who came before you? I mean, wouldn't you hats off to that woman in that kind of a situation whenever you're talking about that kind of thing? At least by saying, we need another female as an inspiration to girls coming up now because many don't remember Kim Campbell, something like that, but to pretend like she never existed, because that's kind of what it felt like to me. And there was a lot of stuff like that, that it just sort of hopped around all over the place, really didn't say anything, and was a total disappointment. And I kind of wish I hadn't wasted the data. At the same time, I kind of am glad I did, because I got to see just how bad things are in this country whenever a debate doesn't even showcase what the different parties have to offer or who their leaders are, because we really didn't see that last night at all. It was crazy. It was just crazy. It's the clowniest of clown worlds is what I'm calling it, because holy crap, it was an absolute joke. So that's what I think of the debates. It hasn't changed my opinion. I'm going to the early polls. I will be voting on Saturday the 12th, this Saturday coming. And I would encourage anybody. I was out yesterday in here in Edmonton, and I happened to be in a place where there was early polling going on, and there were lineups of people. So despite the fact that there's like no lawn signs to speak of in Edmonton that I've seen, despite the different neighborhoods that I've been in, I would say that people have made up their mind. So it's going to be interesting to see what the fallout is, because I think a lot of people aren't voicing what they're going to do. So the only time we're going to find out exactly what they did was by seeing what the results are on the night of the 21st or early morning on the 22nd of October. But it's anybody's guess now, because the debate was useless. So there's how I see it today. Take care, guys.